Yo, what is up everybody? My name is Mr. J and today I'm here and I'm going to be telling and teaching and I hope helping you guys when it comes to the 5 things that beginners and a little bit sadly, bit more advanced parkour athletes do wrong. What people usually do wrong when learning parkour or are a little bit more advanced in it, but they still might do this stuff wrong. So I'm just gonna be talking about the 5 things that a lot of people do wrong. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first thing, and it's the thing that I hate seeing all the time. It's okay if you know like a little kid is doing it, but if I see someone my age or 2 years or 3 years younger, then it just gets really annoying. It's using their knees when they climb. Like seriously, no one uses their knees when they climb. All right, you don't want to do that. All right, this is a little example of what a amateur, or some say a noob, would do when climbing a wall. I'm gonna climb this wall. Yay! Alright guys, so that's something that you really don't want to do. It's climb up the wall and use your knees. You never want to do that. If you're doing it like very beginning, like just starting parkour, okay, that's okay. You're just getting used to climbing up a wall. But you got to get over that habit, right? You got to get over the habit. All right, because if you do it for too long, then it's going to cause some real problems for your knees. Right? It'll get a little irritating, you know, it'll maybe cause bleeding, you know, cause scrapes and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to do it for too long. And instead, what you should learn is number 1, like a muscle up, all right? So you can just pull yourself up. Number 2, what's called a cat climb or something. You know, you just climb up it like a cat. And number 3 is a hip thrust, right? Basically, you just use your hips and you thrust up. These are the 3 things that you would use to climb up a wall. Alright guys, so using your knees, that's a big no-no, alright? So you never ever want to do that unless you're like really beginning in parkour. But you want to get over the habit and use one of those 3, there are tons more, to get up a wall. Alright, let's get into the second thing that people do wrong. Alright guys, so the next thing, thing number 2 that you should never do, alright, is when you're doing a jump or a high jump at all, which you should probably not be doing if you're a beginner, is landing on your heels. Alright, you never want to land on your heels. No, never. Sorry. You always usually want to land on your toes and absorb the impact, then go to your heels. Alright? So you never ever want to use your heels like this. Alright guys, so you never ever want to do that. What you should be doing is this. Alright guys, so that's what you should be doing, is landing on your toes. Bang! Land on your toes. Alright, if you can, you know, you take it to your heels if you want to, from toe to heel. I didn't quite do that because it wasn't such a high drop. It was just from this thing. Alright, see, that's like not even up to my hip. So, if you're doing it from a high drop, then yeah, you want to do that. And the next thing will also help if you do it from a high drop. Let's get into number 3. Alright guys, so the third thing that you should never do when learning parkour is number 3, a somersault. Alright, so you never ever want to do a somersault. What is a somersault? This is a somersault. Alright guys, so that's a somersault. Basically what it was is that you're just going over your head and going into a roll. Some people like to call it a roly-poly, some call it a somersault. Some of you might even call it tumbling, who knows. But you just never ever want to do that. Alright, that'll mess up your neck, especially if you do it on concrete, or it'll really hurt your neck. So what you should be doing is a safety roll. What is a safety roll? This is a safety roll. Alright guys, so that was the safety roll. It's a little bit different, but not all that different. But it can have a huge dramatic change on maybe your body, all right? Like you do a somersault over here, it'll really mess up your neck. But if you do like the safety roll, it won't mess up your neck. All right, it may just, you know, create a little pain on your shoulder, but that'll go away after some time. It did with me. All right, but if you do it on concrete, then that'll happen. So what you're doing is that you're going over your shoulder. I go over my my left shoulder since I'm like a little bit left-handed when it comes to my flips and stuff. All right, so I go over to my right shoulder, my left shoulder, and I just go into a roll. Then I go to my back, and then I put one foot behind me, and then I can just kick up. All right, and just get into a standing position. It'll really help, especially when it comes to this. All right, guys, so that's something that it can really help with. If you're doing a front flip like that, or a jump from height, then you just go into a roll, and then you can just get back up and maybe keep on running, and it'll really take a lot of the pain. Take away a lot of the pain. If you do a somersault, it'll cause pain, but if you do a safety roll, it'll take that pain away. All right, let's get into the fourth thing that you should never do. All right, guys, so the fourth thing that you should never ever do in parkour is skipping steps. You never want to skip steps. Saying like you want to learn a full in back out, which is a 360 to a back flip, like a double back flip, but the first flip is a 360, then you just do a back flip out of it. All right, a full in back out. All right, say you want to learn that, but you don't even know how to do a back flip. All right, that's just freaking crazy. You never want to do that stuff. Like, I'm gonna do a double back flip. Yeah, you don't even know how to back handspring. You're like, what the heck, man? You're not gonna get that. All right, so you don't want to skip steps. And plus, it's a very long road of steps to get a double back from a back handspring. All right, so you just want to, I say this in pretty much every single one of my videos at the beginning, you got to get the basics of the move down. And then I say the basics of this flip is, say, a back full. If you want to learn a back full, you got to get a standing back. If you want to learn a standing back full, you want to get a standing back and maybe a standing Arabian and a round off full, round off stuff, scoot stuff, and all that kind of stuff. All that kind of gunk. So you want to get the basics of the move down. You never want to skip steps. Skipping steps can be very dangerous, since parkour and free running and tricking and flipping and all that kind of stuff is very, very dangerous. All right, so you want to be safe. You want to practice in a safe environment. Clearly, I don't do that, but you don't want to be like me. All right, let's get into the fifth and final thing that you should never do. All right, guys, so the fifth and final, you know what? We've already been over here. Let's go someplace else, all right? All right, guys, we moved over here. We got a nice sun behind us, so this is a pretty good spot. All right, so the fifth and final thing that you should never do is when you're first learning flips is called the bail. All right, the bail. It's usually when you put your hands out in front of you, and that just kind of constricts your flow. All right, that's something that you just don't want to do. All right, so this is what it would look like if you were to put your hands down in mid flip. Alright, guys, so those are 5 things that you should never do. Alright, that's the 5th thing that you should never do is put your hands out, because that'll constrict your flow. Alright, that'll, if you do that, then you just got to get over the fear. You got to suck it up, be a man, and do the flip. Alright, if you can do it and then put your hands down, like, you can already do it. Like, you're just a little afraid to commit, so just commit fully through. Alright, and don't put your hands down. Alright, because you don't want to do that. In fact, that 5th one, I mean, that 3rd flip that I did, that chi gainer, when I went out of it, you know, I kind of looked like a yoga pose, didn't it? Let's get a little bit of a replay of that. Oh, yeah! That's pretty good. So, guys, this has been 5 things that you should never do in parkour, when learning parkour and stuff like that. Now, if you want to get more tips that you should never do in parkour, or in the other things like tricking and free running, then comment saying that you want that video. All right, because I know a couple of things that I've messed up on and that other people may have messed up on, that, you know, that really sucks and it can really hurt your flips. All right, guys, Peace out.